Hi everyone, this is Cat Dangerous. I hope you're all doing well today. Today's video is going to feature a team that will defeat the Dark Fae Doom Tower boss on hard difficulty. So here's the team I have. I'm using a Yakarl lead with Arbiter, Alika, Rathalos, and Tagoar. You could replace Rathalos and Alika with your own damage champs. Pick an aura that makes sense for you. I liked the extra attack coming from Yakarl. Rathalos is my highest attack champ, so he always gets picked by the Fae. For duplication, he becomes the mirror that I have to defeat. And then I have two revivers, Tagoar and Arbiter. They both revive my team members who die pretty often, as well as provide heals and keep the team moving with speed up, turn meter fills, and so on. And then I get a nice attack up buff from Arbiter. And then Alika, again, is the second damage champ. I think you need a second one who's capable of taking out the first one, the highest attack champ. So let's start by looking at Yakarl. Yakarl's skill set's pretty vital for this fight. He has Glaciate as his A3, which has a 100% chance to freeze everyone I'm facing, so he'll freeze all my mirrors, so long as they have 100% turn meter or more. And that can't be resisted, again, so long as they have 75% or more turn meter. I still build him with accuracy, so I would suggest you do that if you bring your Carl. But some kind of AoE, like the AoE freeze from your Carl, is very important to the fight. The second thing that's important is decreased speed debuff, and he has that here on his A2. And then he provides an extra bonus of stealing. It says 100% of turn meter, but with this boss, I believe it's only 50% turn meter that you can steal on the same skill that he uses to apply the decreased speed here, Blizzard Rider. So we're going to be trying to use Blizzard Rider when we're not under the fear debuff. And that will allow us to help control the boss as best as we can. You won't be able to freeze the boss, but this skill's pretty clutch, and it comes in handy in keeping control of Fae, as well as the mirror copies when they pop up at times. You can control them with that ability, though I do try to save it for the main boss. Yakarl's aura is a 33% attack aura, and I do have the Intimidating Presence Blessing and a 3-star soul, so that gives him a little more bang for his buck. None of my other champs have a better soul than a 3-star soul, including my Arbiter. She's just a 2-star soul. So that's that attack boost that I get from Yakarl's 3-star soul with the Intimidating Presence Blessing is really going to help my Rathalos and Arbiter, who are my two big damage doers, pack more of a punch. So that's why I'm bringing the two of them as well as him as the lead aura. So as far as where do you get your champs, well, I think anyone could probably access Yakarl and use him for this fight. Rathalos was a free champ that you got for logging in a little while back. Arbiter you can get from missions, and then just find another reviver and another damage dealer. You certainly don't have to have Tagoar and Alika for that. So I'm going to go and use my abilities as we start the fight here. I don't feel I need to reserve or save the speed up or the AoE attacks or the freezes in wave 1 or round 1. I will want to save most of the good skills for the third round when I have to fight the mirror copies and the boss. So I'm going to try to just make my way through these waves here. And again, in round 1, I don't mind using the skills, but round 2 might take us a little bit longer to get down, just because I'm going to focus on trying to save those. And I think that's pretty common. I think a lot of people have realized that they need those skills. If yours are on cooldown, that does not stop your mirror copies from being able to use those important skills. They'll use Arbiter's A3 speed up move, whether yours is on cooldown or not. Same thing, they'll use the I'm sorry, it's a turn meter fill for Arbiter. They'll use Tagoar's speed up move as well. And then for your Carl, I forget whether it leads with the A2 Blizzard Rider or if it does the AoE freeze. But it's important to have the skills that you need available to you when you need them. So in this wave, we're just going to try to use some skills that we don't think that we'll need here, just in case we don't quite manage to circle back around to having them when we roll into wave 3 and have to fight the boss. So we're just chipping away at these guys here. Um, I've lost count of how many turns Rathalos has taken. I love it when I have his 5th skill ready to be used going into the content with the boss, because then it has that extra bonus damage. I think it might be 200%, but we'll either look out with that or we won't. And often with Rathalos, I do use him to try to get the defense down debuff up on the boss before I unload, so to speak, anyways. So um, whether he's on that 5th turn or not, we'll probably lead with that, but we'll see where we go. So we're going to go with Arbiter. Our Arbiter goes first. She speed boosts and puts attack up on everyone. And then the opposing Arbiter went and she gave her team that because she's 1 speed slower. Each champ is 1 speed slower. Now, Rathalos got freed from the freeze. Yakarl went second and he put an AoE freeze out, but it looks like Rathalos got himself free from that probably through masteries. And then he did a counterattack. So we were able to still get him down before he took a turn, thankfully. And now we need to focus on getting Tagoar down. He was still up from the first time she stole my champs and made mirror copies. And then Rathalos is still up too. I'm a little more nervous about Rathalos. So, I wasn't able to use the big hit from Alika. So we need to try to get that Rathalos down and Tagoar, though he's frozen. So we have a little more time to get Tagoar down. That's why the freeze is so helpful in this fight. He might have been about ready to revive. I think he would have revived the entire team over there by now. Oh, that hurt. If he had not been frozen. So we're able to revive everyone with Arbiter. And let's go ahead and just hit him with the A1. See if we can get him down. Okay, thank goodness we were able to get him down before he took a turn and revived everyone. That would have been a disaster. It'd be pretty funny if I failed to get the mirror copies down in that moment. That was a moment of truth for us, I think. Okay, we have a speed down, and so we're just going to go ahead and start working on getting some damage against the boss. And it looks like everyone can use a heal, so we'll circle around to that when we can. But let's lead off with Rathalos's defense down, which comes on the A1, and then just get some hits in here. We have fear up on us. We'll try. Oh, it didn't work. I was going to say we'll try to do the AoE. I got greedy and I wanted the hit on the boss, but wow, look at all those fears. Okay, sometimes you get your turn anyway, but the fears can be pretty brutal, and they're the number 1 cause of this team failing this boss fight. So, so we were able to use Yakarl's A2, which is fantastic. We got the speed down. So we now have 2 debuffs up on the field, the speed down, which came from Yakarl's Blizzard Rider, and the defense down. So I was able to reduce turn meter. I have a couple guys here, including Arbiter and Yakarl, that have the Alika as well, that have a turn meter reduction as part of the mastery. So there will be a little bit of those the first time that they hit the target. It's not a continuing benefit thing. It's a one-time use thing. Okay, we're getting a little low on health here, but I think we're just going to try to circle around and get the heal from Tagoar's next turn when that heal pops up. We'll just keep chipping away here. We can try to heal a little bit with this skill, but Arbiter's heal only heals people who are below 50% health, I think. So if you're using Arbiter in this fight, just kind of watch, check the health bars, make sure you're going to get any utility from the heal. Tagoar's heal works at all times, so that's a good thing about it. And it also puts the speed up on the field. So let's just use some skills here. That was a little disappointing from Rathalos, but let's try to get some damage out here and steal turn meter, which we did succeed in doing. So that was great. Yakarl is very good at controlling with this fight. I have a little accuracy on Arbiter, but not enough to do much in this fight at this level of difficulty. I certainly don't pass the accuracy test for hard mode stage 120 boss. So we're not going to be doing much with her here, though she can sometimes land the weaken on the lower difficulty levels, and that's really nice when she does it. Certainly makes it take a lot less time. I think for me, this fight usually takes 9 or 10 minutes, maybe longer. Okay, so the goal here is just to keep cycling through. Here I'm trying to remove the debuffs, or it doesn't really remove them. It decreases the duration of the, I said debuffs, I meant buffs, of the buffs. And again, she probably doesn't have enough accuracy to do that, but I still try once in a while. It looks like we need some healing here, so let's heal up and just keep plugging away. Tagoar did pretty well there. With his stalwart set, he didn't take as much damage as some of the others did. With her AoE damage coming in, that he's taking 30% less damage than the other guys, all other things being equal. He could use a little more defense. I don't have enough defense on him, but the stalwart still helps. Excuse me. Okay, so Rathalos is back, the mirror copy. Tried to use the tried to use a big skill, but I didn't get a turn at all because of the fear. But Alika was able to kill him, and I don't want to use my good skills here because I'm under fear. It's tempting to use some of these good skills, but if I have the fear on, it's best if you can to save them, and that's what I'm going to try to do throughout this fight, is pay attention to whether I have fears or not. All right, so we're healed up. We have her down to about half health, and everyone's at full health on our side and buffed up. I don't have a defense down, but I think because I have the attack up buff, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let's keep going with attacks from the team. We already need another heal. We were at full health a minute ago, and now we are not. So let's see. Do we want to? Let's just do a basic hit. Shield. Let's shield. Let's not take the risk with the basic. I don't want Arbiter to go down. So even though the shield is on the same skill as the revive for Tagoar, I guess he could have just let her go down and picked her back up. I think I'd rather just use the shield and try to keep everyone alive. Okay, so we have one more turn for the heal. So we'll just do some A1s. And again, that's her heal, but not too many people were below 50% health, so I'm not sure she did much there. Let's do the A2 and try to steal turn meter. Great. Here's our heal. So we're just going to keep cycling through, doing damage, just whacking away here, healing when we need it, trying to keep at least these two debuffs up on the field. I don't think I have any others really except Arbiter's Weaken. And it's really just about managing that A2 skill from Yakarl, the Blizzard Rider, and just trying to deal with the fears, try to deal with the lots of damage coming in. And if he'd had a heal, I certainly would have wanted to use it there, but he didn't have it available. So we'll just try to use some skills here. I'm not under fear, so I was able to revive. And then I get the extra turn because I succeeded in reviving. And then we can, oh, we have a fear. I was going to say we could do Blizzard Rider, but it's a good thing we didn't try. It didn't work. I did lose my turn. So we'll just hit away some more, see if we can get these buffs off. They have one turn left, and she's a turn reduction. Nope, didn't work. Okay, now we have fears again. I did go ahead and use that ability, and I'm glad I did because that paid off for me. I was able to get the speed up out there. And thankfully, Alika was able to get a turn in and go ahead and take out Rathalos, even though she was feared. Okay, so now we don't have fear. We can get our debuffs back on this boss. We're down to about 1/4 or less of the health. So I think we might succeed, and I won't have to redo this video. That would be great if we can keep the video and not have to redo it. Okay, so there's the defense down, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put the shield up. I'm kind of focusing on staying alive just so I don't mess up my run at this point. We're already 11 minutes in. We're heavily invested, right? If you guys are still watching, you're very heavily invested. Okay, so let's keep going. And then at the end of the video here, I think I'll take a look at gear for you all, just show you what I have running here. The team's fairly fast, at least for sort of a mid-game account. And the attack's okay. I would rate myself okay, but not great on attack. And survivability is also kind of so-so, as you can see. And that's why we sometimes fail. A big hit comes in from Faye. But we can look at my gear, and you can rate me. Please try not to be too harsh if you leave comments. But I do welcome suggestions on what works for you on gearing, as well as the lineup with the champs. Okay, let's try to get another turn meter seal. Okay, I think we've got this now. Whatever happens, we've stolen her turn meter. And I think we'll be able to take enough turns to take off that little sliver. So let's just give everyone some healing and some buffs and finish her off. Okay, let's go. Is Yakarl going to do it? Yes. All right, Yakarl got her down. All right, team effort though, right? Okay, so that was a super raid, and we have two battles worth of rewards up there. And those face spheres are really great for making, I think it's called lethal gear, which is a very popular set that allows you to ignore defense. So let's take a look at the champs that I have on the gear that I have on the champs. We had Arbiter. She wasn't the lead. You recall I had Yakarl, but here I have her running in speed and perception. I just tried to make her as fast as I could. She is my arena champ. I usually use her, at least if I can. And I went ahead and put 2 pinpoint accessories on her because you can get 10% speed, I should say, which is really 11 or 12 speed if you have the mastery point for artifact sets. So yeah, whatever other accessories you may have, take a hard look at whether pinpoint might be better for you. My understanding is that the consensus is it's better, whatever other stats you may have, it's better to go ahead and pick up the speed for her, and then keep your high speed banner. Maybe you have an amulet and a ring if your banner already has a lot of speed on it and you don't happen to have a fast pinpoint. So go for survivability and speed. Go for accuracy if you can. Mine's just barely over 150 accuracy, which is not near enough for the content. And then mine has more attack than I'd like. Her attack chest was the one that had the highest speed substat rolls. So that's where her attack came from. It was not something I was intending to go for. So for Tagoar, you can see I have the Stalwart set, which is a 30% damage reduction. From AoE attacks. So Stalwart set is really great when you're doing dungeon content. All the dungeons seem to have a lot of AoE attacks coming in, and I thought, let me try Stalwart. I wish I had more defense on him. Defense would be great too on a Stalwart set. But I really wanted to lean in on the speed, so I got him over 150, and I got leaned in on the health as well. I didn't really focus on any of the other stats, though I do wish I'd focused more on defense. For Alika, because she has a very valuable cooldown increase skill on her A3, which I'll look at that in a minute, I put her in perception. And so she has perception and some speed, but I was really going for damage stats. I wanted to make her a respectable speed so I could get the disorient out early in arena battles. So, her accuracy is not quite there, but she sometimes lands it, and it's a 100% chance to decrease the cooldowns of enemy skills by 2 turns. Rathalos is wearing a Slayer set. I wish I could get him in a 9-piece, but I'm missing one accessory. So he's in a 6-piece, and I just tried to give him attack stats. And then Yakarl is a speedy reflex set with another speed set as well. I was just trying to get him over, 375 accuracy or so. He's at 420. And I wanted him to be as fast as I could possibly make him while keeping the reflex set. Beyond that, I didn't focus on really health or survivability or anything else. His crit rate's not capped and so on. But I got him over 100 and 260 speed. So he's pretty fast, and that's very important for this fight. It helps in arena too, but it's really important to have him speedy so that he can get that glaciate right here, this glaciate ability out. In some of my other videos, I've mentioned how valuable that skill is, but just getting that getting that glaciate out helps you win against the Dark Fae by controlling your mirrors. So hopefully you'll be able to come up with a similar team. I would recommend two attackers, one that can take out the other one when he gets copied or she gets copied, and two revivers and healers. And then I do like having the aura. That's it, guys. So good luck with Dark Fae.